What's up, guys? It's DD, and it's been a really long time since I last uploaded. I think it's been like 2 weeks or something, which is weird. It's just, I don't know. I haven't had a lot of motivation to have Wi-Fi battles. I mean, I still play on PO because it's fun, and, you know, the battles are fun. It's just a lot of effort, to go on Wi-Fi, and I have a lot going on right now, so sorry for the lack of uploads. But I do have a UU game today, against charizardtakesflight. He's a pretty cool guy. I'll link his channel in the description. He uploads every once in a while. And as you can see, this is a new UU team, and this is actually another team built around Sub SD Heracross, because I didn't quite like my last one. I've actually got offensive Roserade, Choice Scarfed Azelf, defensive Cafagarous, and especially defensive P2 Core, and then I've got Empoleon there just to take on things like, you know, Kingdra, which is pretty popular, and yeah, some other big threats in UU. And as you're gonna see, I'll explain each guy when he comes out, but as you can see, he has Sand, which is kind of annoying because my Cafagarous doesn't have any, you know, like reliable recovery, and it kind of relies on lefties, so that's a bit annoying. But you know, hopefully I can work around it. And I'm gonna lead off with Roserade, predicting his Hippopotas lead. And I'm actually going to go for the Sludge Bomb first turn, predicting his Roserade to come in, because, you know, you can always set up Stealth Rocks later. I mean, if your Stealth Rocker is dead, you can't be doing that. So I thought he would really want to preserve it, but now he just stays in, so it was kind of stupid play on my part, since the Stealth Rocks was kind of obvious. But now he's going to go out into Roserade as that Leaf Storm, so I just got, like, double O in there, like, all day. It was just terrible, because now I have -2 and I can't stay in. He's probably going to be able to get up some hazards or put something to sleep, which is irritating. So yeah, offensive Roserade, first 2 turns, complete fail. Alright, and now I'm gonna go into P2, and I know P2, since it does have the Trace, I can Trace his Natural Cure, and if he wants to go for the Sleep Powder, I can just switch out and go back into my Roserade, and then threaten out with the HP Fire or the Sludge Bomb. But he's actually just going to set up Toxic Spikes, which I thought was a little bit early, just because my Roserade wasn't dead yet, so I thought he might want to set them up later. But no, he just decides to set them up now, and I go for the Ice Beam here thinking it'll do a decent chunk, and it does a pretty good chunk. That's respectable damage considering it is a Roserade, and Roserades tend to be really, really bulky. So P2 did a little bit of work, and now I'm going to predict to switch out, and I'm going to go for the T-Wave here while he Giga Drains me. But I don't really understand why he Giga Drained me, because he's not really getting that much back, and, you know, Sandstorm's negating his lefties anyways. I mean, I guess he wanted to stall a little bit, so I'd be, like, at lower HP, since I don't get lefties either, but I don't know. Seemed like a weird play to me. I thought he would want to switch out, and here I go for the T-Wave again, predicting a switch, and he actually makes a good play, goes into his Hippopotas, just so he can, you know, get a Toxic off. And here I completely brain fart. I'm like, oh, I can just stay in, he can't touch me, and Earthquake will do nothing. I'm like, right, these things carry Toxic, because, you know, anything with a Violate's going to be bulky and some kind of Toxic Staller or something like that. Yeah, it's annoying. So P2's paralyzed, and P2's always good. Or he's not paralyzed, he's poisoned. But P2 usually plays a pretty big role in every game. But here I'm going to get the freeze, which is, I mean, it may seem like hacks for me, but it's really not that bad for him, since this thing is pretty much useless now, and now it baits me to go for the second Ice Beams, thinking that he's not going to want to preserve it just because it's, you know, it's frozen. So I'm going to actually go for the Ice Beam again. While if it wasn't frozen, I might have predicted him to switch out into Blastoise, and possibly gone for the T-Bolt, just because I know he does have recovery on that thing, and he may want to, you know, save it for later, possibly get a Slack off. So I go for the Ice Beam, and here I'm gonna go for the now he goes into his Goatee, his Cobalion, while I switch into my Empoleon, just because I know I can take anything that Blastoise wants to go for. If he wants to go for Scald, I can take it very well, because this thing's defensive it's pretty defensive. I think it's more of a defensive one rather than specially defensive, but, you know, it's not really going to make that big a deal. And yeah, I've actually made a pretty good prediction there. I predicted his Stone Edge or his Sub or SD, really nothing, anything except close combat, because I know he does know that I have my Cafagarous still around, so I'm pretty sure he's not going to want to go for it yet. And I actually make another prediction, and I go into Azelf while he Earthquakes me, so, you know, 2 predictions in a row, yes. And here I do over-predict. I go for the U-turn when I probably could have Psychicked him. And since I know Sandslash doesn't have the best special bulk, I'm thinking maybe I could have killed him, but I'm not fully invested in special attack, though, because I am a mixed Azelf. I've changed that thing out. I mean, this team has gone through, like, a lot of changes since I first made it. Like, there are very few things the same. The Cofagrius P2 core is still there, but I actually go into Roserade just so I can get rid of the Toxic Spikes, because I know if my Cofagrius gets poisoned, his Cobalion will just be able to run through my entire team. Like, same with Sandslash, because I really have nothing to take them. And here I'm going to switch out because Azelf is like one of the few things I have that can outspeed Cobalion and, you know, take it on once I think it has sub, I'm not sure, I forget. Anyways, he just goes for the close combat, I guess predicting my Empoleon to come in, I'm not sure. Because I guess if he was predicting me to predict his Stone Edge, he could have gone. He would predict me to go into Empoleon. In that case, he would want to go for the close combat, if that made any sense. Anyways, he's gonna go into Roserade now, and Roserade walls me pretty well, since it does have the natural cure. It can just heal off that burn, and most of them actually do carry the rest too. So, this is really not a beneficial situation for me. Except this is actually, I actually carry the Calm Mind on this Cofagrius, but I figure it's really too early to start Calm Minding up, since, he brought it in, and I was still at neutral, so I'm gonna take a lot from a Giga Drain. And here I go into Heracross, who's like the star of the team. I'm pretty much just hoping he doesn't have the Sludge Bomb or HP Fire, because I think we've seen Giga Drain and Spikes, I think that's what we've seen. Or Giga Drain and Toxic Spikes. I don't know if we've seen any other moves, so I'm just hoping he doesn't have the Sludge Bomb or HP Fire. And I can always just scout for it by subbing, so really not that much a cost, except like 25% of my HP. So not really that big a deal if I make a misprediction, or if he actually ends up having it. Not really so much a misprediction. But he's going to go into Blastoise, and now I'm pretty sure the only reason he would bring this in is to go for the Roar. So I'm just going to go straight for the close combat. Don't want to start setting up yet, since, you know, you got to scout for that kind of stuff. If he's got the Roar, it's not going to be good. It's really not going to benefit me Swords Dancing up right now, because he's just going to get rid of my stat boosts and my sub. So that's too bad, and he roars me out into my Empoleon, which is, I guess, alright. I mean, it's pretty much just going to be Scald Burn fishing right now, since really neither of us can do much to the other one, and I think I could set up my Stealth Rock, but looking at his team, he's got 2 potential spinners, so it's really not going to benefit me that much. And nothing on his team is really weak to rocks, so, you know, Stealth Rocks aren't really going to help me that much this game. And here I predict to switch out, go for the Roar, and actually roar him back into his Blastoise, which is kind of funny, just because, you know, he was just in. And now Empoleon's pretty much at full HP, and I'm looking pretty good with Empoleon. I could probably take a hit from Cobalion if I really need to, just because Cobalion has like base 90 attack, I think. It's really got a terrible attacking stat. I think it's only got it's got pretty good speed and pretty good defense, I think. Anyways, I'm going off topic, and I get roared out into Cofagrius. I think he roared me out, something like that, or I forget. Don't remember. Anyways, I'm getting some lefties recovery. Doesn't matter because of Sandstorm. Sandstorm actually hurts him here because, you know, with the burn and with that lefties, he's gonna be taken down pretty quickly. And here I go into Azelf for some stupid reason. I have no idea why I did this, because this was pretty much my last thing other than Cofagrius to take on that Cobalion. So now I've lost pretty much my only thing that outspeeds Cobalion, which is too bad, because it's, you know, good to outspeed things and kill them, but whatever, I can't really, you know, do anything about it now. It's just a dumb play. And now I go into P2, because I know I could probably get a recover off, and hopefully he's not going to, you know, like, Scald crit me. I don't think a crit would even take me out. Anyways, as you can see, I'm not poisoned anymore because I did trace the natural cure from Roserade. So, you know, that's the good thing about Trace P2. You can get rid of poison with, you know, if the other player has a Roserade, of course, or something else with natural cure. And now I go back into Cofagrius as he brings out his Cobalion. So that's pretty good because Cofagrius walls Cobalion pretty well unless they get an SD up and then they flinch you twice. It's happened to me quite a few times on PO. So yeah, it's that can be the only annoying thing about Cobalion. But other than that, HP fighting, gets rid of subs, Will-O-Wisp, burns them. It's all good. It's all good for Cofagrius. And now I think I decide to start Calm-Minding up, I believe, because I figured I can maybe pull off a sweep here, or did I Calm Mind up? I don't remember. I thought I Calm Mind up here. I guess I was trying to kill the Roserade, and that Shadow Ball does nothing. Well, actually, I'd say that does about like 15%, maybe 20. It's not great damage, but I guess damage is damage. and I guess I just really didn't want to see this thing around, and yeah. So I'm just gonna leave my Pythagoras to die here, which is pretty stupid. See, I calm mind up here, because I think I can take one more hit from this thing, but then I'll die to Sandstorm after I take the hit. So that'll be pretty bad, because then I won't have anything for Cobalion, and I don't think this Roserade's even gonna be dead, to be honest. He goes for the Giga Drain here. Let's see how much. I should live this, I think. I believe I live this. It was a while since I had this match, and I do live it, so 14 HP, which is pretty awesome, because now Pythagoras can get a pretty big hit off on this thing. Go for the Shadow Ball, stab, 80 base power, and it brings him in the red, which is exciting, because now I can go into Heracross, and I could probably just sub up here. I don't know how, no, I don't have enough HP, I don't think. I think if I sub up, I'm not going to have enough HP to live the Sandstorm. So can't really sub up right now. I'm just gonna have to go straight for the close combat, since I don't want to miss Mega Horn. I've recently switched out Mega Horn for Shadow Claw just to hit ghost types like Chandelure. It really just hits them harder, and I guess you do miss out on KOs for, you know, you and things like that. But, you know, I just find Shadow Claw more useful. I mean, its low base power is really annoying, but there are situations where it's much better. And as you're going to see, I think he went for the close combat there. I was just sacking Empoleon, but it actually turned out I could live one. So I should have just sacked something else, because that was a really stupid play. I guess the defense and HP investment I had on Empoleon really paid off there, but, you know, it doesn't really come into play right now. So that's too bad, because now I go into P2 thinking maybe I can take one, because, you know, 90 base attack, I think, or low base, whatever. Doesn't have a great base attacking stat, so I figured maybe I can live one. Just one, and then I can fire off a T-Wave and recover stalled. No, I die. Which is sad, because, you know, he's just got a Cobalion, and I've got a bunch of dead Pokemon, and now he kills my Heracross. And it's all sad times for, you know, the sub-SD Heracross team. But I do have some new things, like, on the team. Like, I did swap out, well, I guess you didn't really get to see what Azolf does. He's got, like, Thunder Punch for, like, Milotic and stuff. It's mixed. It's a weird set. I've recently stopped using it, because it was just too weird. And, yeah, I put Darmanitan on there. But I don't like the Rock's weakness with Darmanitan. It's just annoying. But sometimes you just need that, like, raw power with the fire move from Flare Blitz. It just puts on a lot of pressure on your opponent. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much it, guys. I'll try to upload a little bit more, since I do have, well, finals are coming up pretty soonish. And I've got a lot of stuff going on this week. It's just today, our state match actually got canceled for tennis because of the rain, and I actually didn't do any of my homework because I was like, oh, I'm going to miss school because of the state match. And nope, so I just, you know, did my homework, and that was terrible. Yep, and my chem final is tomorrow, so I hope we do well, and if I don't, I don't know what'll happen. That'll be interesting, but I don't really want to find out. So, anyways, I'm not really saying anything important that pertains to you or things you probably care about. So, rate, comment, sub. Thanks for watching, and see you later.